Hi, my name is Lauren Dione, and today I'm going to talk about the complexities and social issues surrounding homelessness from a relationship perspective. So, starting off, defining the social problem. Pretty self-explanatory, but homelessness is a complex social issue that refers to individuals or families who lack a permanent residence and are unable to acquire suitable housing. So this issue affects millions of people around the world and has significant social, economic, and psychological consequences. Why should we care? Because homelessness is not just a lack of housing, but it's also a deep breakdown into the relationships between individuals and society. We should be concerned because it's not just an individual issue, but a relational one, and it affects not only like the homeless person, but also their relationships with institutions and support networks. So by understanding the role of relationships in causing and addressing homelessness, we can work towards finding a effective solution and making a more positive impact on our society. So to understand the issue of homelessness, we will apply the lens of relational dialects theory. This will allow us to focus on the tensions and communication dynamics within relationships that contribute to and are impacted by homelessness. Specifically, we will explore the dialectic of autonomy and connectedness. And the central idea of relational dialectics theory is that relationships are in a constant state of tension between opposing forces. And the components of this theory are openness and closeness, certainty and uncertainty, and autonomy and connectedness. So this theory provides a framework for understanding the complexities and dynamics of relationships. When applied to the issue of homelessness specifically, it allows us to recognize the role of communication in both causing and addressing this social problem. So now let's go into the components of this theory that will help us make sense of the problem. So restating the idea that autonomy and connectedness are two opposing forces that are constantly in tension in relationships. Autonomy represents the desire for independence, while connectedness represents the need for support and connection with others. So in the context of homelessness, these tensions are intensified as individuals struggle to maintain their independence while also wanting to seek help and support from others. So there's like a mental battle with that. We can apply relational dialectics to the issue of homelessness. It frames it as a relational issue rather than just an individual issue. So breaking down and seeing the relational dynamics between homeless individuals and societal institutions, as well as homeless individuals and their support networks. So this perspective highlights the importance of communication in both causing and addressing homelessness. It also speaks on the tensions within the relationships between individuals experiencing this and those offering support. So when considering the tension between autonomy and connectedness, in the context of a homeless individual seeking assistance from a shelter, relational dialectics would analyze how the individual's desire for independence may conflict with their need for support and connection and access to shelter services. So this tension may also exist in the communication between the homeless individual and the person offering support, highlighting the importance of effective communication in managing these tensions. So by framing homelessness through the lens of relational dialectics, we can recognize how communication is involved in the complexities of relationships and their role in addressing the social issue. Okay, so to better understand the role of communication in the dialectic of autonomy and connectedness, we're going to consider an example. So a possible illustration of how relational dialectics can be applied to the issue of homelessness is, in this example, a homeless individual named Sarah. Sarah has been living on the streets for several months and is struggling to find a stable place to stay. She has strained relationships with her family and does not have any close friends whom she can ask for help. She decides to seek assistance from a local homeless shelter. Applying relational dialectics, we can see how the tensions between autonomy and connectedness play out in Sarah's situation. On one hand, she desires for independence and self sufficiency, as seen by her reluctance to reach out to her friends or family for help. On the other hand, she also needs support and connection to access shelter services and address her situation. So, this tension is further complicated by the communication between Sarah and the shelter staff. The staff may view her as resistant or difficult to stay because she's hesitant to accept their assistance or follow their rules, while Sarah may perceive the staff as controlling and insensitive to her individual needs and desires. So, by understanding this dialectical tension through a relational lens, we can see how communication plays a crucial role in managing it. So, for example, the shelter staff can actively listen to Sarah's needs and concerns and work collaboratively with her to find a solution that balances her desire for autonomy with her need for support. So, this can also involve empowering Sarah to make her own decisions and take control of her situation rather than imposing strict rules and guidelines and kind of looking down on her. So, by acknowledging and addressing this relational tension, both Sarah and the shelter staff can work towards a more effective and respectful communication dynamic. So, the implications of this perspective highlights the importance of effective communication in building relationships, managing tensions, and finding solutions for individuals experiencing homelessness. So, by focusing on the tensions between autonomy and connectedness, we can also challenge the common stereotypes and stigmas associated with homeless individuals. Instead of viewing them as solely responsible for their situation, we can understand how the larger societal systems and broken relationships can contribute to their situation. This can lead to a more empathetic and compassionate approach towards addressing the issue by highlighting the need for a balance between autonomy and connectedness. Policies can be designed to support individuals in maintaining their independence while also providing necessary support and resources. So, this can involve addressing systematic issues that contribute to homelessness, such as lack of affordable housing and access to mental health services. Okay, so pointing towards the future. So, seeing homelessness through this lens of relational dialectics implies a different approach to understanding and addressing the issue. So, moving forward, instead of simply providing shelter and resources, we must also address the breakdown in these relationships between society and homeless individuals. So, this could involve improving communication and understanding between the homeless and support networks, as well as advocating for systematic changes that address the root causes of homelessness. So, by acknowledging these tensions, I think we can begin to understand the complexities of this issue and move towards a more effective and sustainable solution. So, this could involve providing more resources and support for individuals to improve their self-sufficiency, which would be like mental health support, job training programs, and access to affordable housing. So homeless individuals feel like they are being supported, but they're not earning their own self-sufficiency, I guess. All right, so that is everything. Thank you so much for listening.